or I should say fellow Cancerians. Welcome to the Your Natural Healer channel. And for anyone who doesn't know me, I'm Tammy, and I'm glad that you're joining me for this March, this March Zodiac reading, in which we will be doing some shadow work. Before I get started, though, I ask if you're not subscribed to the channel, smash that subscribe button, turn off the notifications. That's not going to offend me. Give the video a thumbs up, like the video, please, positive comment, even if it's just an emoji, share it. All those things really does help. So, thank you so much for doing those things. It really does mean a difference to a channel. All right, so Cancer, what I am going to be doing is a shadow reading. I'm going to draw one card from the shadow deck, 3 cards from the traditional Rider-Waite tarot deck, and then we're going to talk, okay? This, really quickly, this video, or this reading, excuse me, I'm only going to be doing 3 times a year, so I'll do it again in July. And so if it doesn't resonate with you, I don't want you to freak out, okay? A couple things you can do. You can come back later on. You come back in April, May, or even June, and maybe it'll resonate with you then. Or you can go to yournaturalhealer.com. You can always select select a personal reading there, and I'd be more than happy to do that for you. Now, if the reading does resonate, I want you to take your right hand, place it on your heart, take a deep breath in, and say, yes, I claim this reading for myself. Okay? Now, I need to say that, and this is for anybody that's new, if you're expecting what I call a rainbow and unicorn reading, this is not going to be the channel for you, especially with a shadow reading. Not the most pleasant subject. I hope it's good, and I always hope it's good, but, I don't draw the cards in advance to make this pretty scenario to make you feel all warm and fuzzy after the reading. I'm not going to waste your time or my time with a fake reading. So, for example, if I draw the tarot card and the 2 of Cups, I'm going to read those cards, okay? So if you feel you're going to be triggered, honestly, you should ask yourself why. But if, again, you feel like you're going to be triggered, then this is probably not the channel for you. There's plenty of readers out there. There's lots of fake readers. And like I said, if you're just looking for that warm and fuzzy, then, I'm sorry, but, this is not the place for you. If you want an authentic reading, down to earth, then you found your spot. All right. Now, when I was saying about, readings resonating, you don't always have to accept a reading. So, for example, my mentor, he does my readings, my spiritual advisor, any, 8 to 12 weeks is kind of long, probably 8 to 10 weeks. Once he read something that was really, really awful, and I'm like, oh my gosh, no way. And I was like, you know what? No, I don't accept that. And so I was like, that's not going to happen. And you know what? I set my intentions that nope, that wasn't going to happen. And it didn't. So remember, tarot is not written in stone. It's not fortune telling. It's just telling you, hey, if you continue on this, this is where you can end up. So you know what? You have free will always in your life. Okay? All right, guys. So let's go ahead and talk. So first I'm going to talk about the shadow card, and then we'll see what we got over here. The temple of my body. Oh, we've always heard that, like in Sunday school as a kid about your body being your temple and all of that. This can go several ways. Our body, is it our spiritual body? Is it our mental/emotional body? Is it our physical body? I'm kind of getting the feeling it's physical. And I think it's also emotional. I think they may be tied together. I'm seeing yellow. So I'm thinking solar plexus is somehow playing into this. And trust me, I know, diet and exercise, it is tough. I'll be the first one to tell you. And I always used to say, because, you know, for example, I've lost weight, I've gained weight, lost weight, gained weight. And I always say losing weight is easy, gaining weight's easier. But staying the same and maintaining weight is actually the most difficult. And one of the things, me personally, that I am working on exploring, and I may even start a workshop or a group for this. I haven't decided yet if I have the time to be able to do something like that, is using the power of, you know, crystals and spiritual healing and Reiki in weight loss. I mean, at the end of the day, you know, calories in versus calories out, you know, simple as that. But it's not that simple, because for most people that are overweight, it is an issue that's deeper than that. And so often it's not explored. And so if this is the case, whatever it is physically, it doesn't necessarily have to be your weight. Maybe you're underweight. You know, whatever this is, what this card is saying is that you are not taking care of you, your physical human self, the meat suit, whatever you want to call it. You are not taking care of your physical body. So we know spiritual's out. It is not your spiritual self. This is talking about physical / mental / emotional. So let's draw the tarot cards, take a look at them, Cancer, and see what we get here. All right. So we got Temperance, okay. Ace of Swords, and the Fool. Well, right off the bat, guys, Temperance, solar plexus. This is a solar plexus card, okay? And this is about moderation, balance, self-control. So maybe you're having, maybe it is an eating disorder, you know, maybe, you know, you need to lose weight or gain weight. Maybe it's smoking, maybe it's drinking, maybe it's doing drugs, but whatever this is, this thing that you're doing to your physical body, the universe is calling on you to try to explore that. And that's not going to say by the time I do this reading again that you're going to be healed from it, but it's time to take a look, and it's time to actually make the decision to stop these things and move forward. But the way to stop it is you're going to have to look a little deeper. So using the weight example, it's more than just diet and exercise and making healthier choices. There's some deeper component to it. And like I said, no matter what this is for you, Cancer, however you're mistreating your physical body, it's definitely something that is a self-confidence issue. And where did that issue come from? You know, for example, is it a self-confidence issue, like you don't feel good enough, or you don't feel pretty enough, or you don't ever feel, you know, that you are enough? And that's also going to play into the heart chakra a little bit. Okay. But you know, but it's stemming from definitely your solar plexus. In that there is something that is causing you to feel pain. You know, so many times you hear people say, again, using the overweight scenario, that a lot of people do it as, you know, the excess weight is like a shield, that there's something emotionally going on. And if that is the case, then you need to explore that. Also, please remember too, especially when it's dealing with your weight, or anything like that, drugs or alcohol or things like that, your physical body, make sure you talk to your primary care physician. Okay. I always say holistic healing is not supposed to replace it. It's supposed to work in conjunction with traditional medicine. Okay. And then the same goes with if maybe you need to go to a therapist or a support group. Nothing wrong with that. But there's definitely some things that are not balanced in your life. And I think that once you recognize and go, okay, yeah, I have a problem. Where is this stemming from? you're going to then realize, okay, what is causing the lack of self-control? What is causing the imbalance, the lack of moderation? Okay. And then with the Ace of Swords getting drawn, you know, this is actually, these two cards are crown chakra. And well, I don't feel that your crown chakra is blocked at all. You know, this card, and I had this for one of the other readings, is about breakthroughs. And, you know, new beginnings, new opportunities. So maybe once you're able to get through and do the shadow work and start, I see through this card that there is going to be some breakthroughs. And that's not saying that you're going to solve it all in one meditation session or one journal session, Cancer. This is just saying that, yes, there are some breakthroughs that are going to be happening. And then the Fool. The Fool is also another card about, you know, new beginnings or fresh beginnings, you know, and it's also having trust in the universe. Okay. I know so many times being overweight, and I've been there myself. It's hereditary. Both my parents were overweight, or I just have a slow metabolism, or I'm just big boned. And we come up with all these excuses, and we don't look towards what the actual root cause is of whatever, whether it's overeating, using drugs, whatever this physical negativity that we're doing to ourselves. But as I said, once you start to address it and you're going to start working on, you know, doing things in moderation. And this is going to go across your whole life. You know, so many times, using the example again of weight loss, people go gung-ho in the beginning and then they fall off the wagon. And then if you're like me, you don't just fall off the wagon, you get run over by it. Then the guy that's driving the wagon backs it up, runs you over again. He goes in forward, he runs you over again, you know, and it's a never-ending cycle. So it's got to be moderation, starting slow, making better choices, one day, one meal at a time. Okay? But at the same time, you need to do some reflection. You would definitely probably, and depending on what this is, because usually things like, you know, alcohol addiction, drug addiction, food addiction, and it doesn't necessarily, it could be just even couch syndrome. You know, we're so sedentary anymore, you know, and maybe that's what it is. It's just a sitting around addiction. You would definitely benefit from some Reiki. You know, depending on, you know, what is found as you're doing your shadow work. Like a lot of people, and people don't really understand quantum physics. So when I say this, people are like, what? Let me tell you, it works. Is you can send Reiki healing back to the past. So let's say, for example, if you were chubby as a kid and your parent was like, oh, nobody's ever going to love you, blah, 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 blah. Or maybe your parents abandoned you or whatever. You can, a Reiki master can send Reiki back into the past. Doesn't change anything, but it allows for healing. And let me tell you, and I will say for myself, I have done that, and it was phenomenal, and it really helped accelerated some of the healing that I had to do in my current space. But anyway, my point being, and I'm not trying to sell anybody Reiki here. I mean, I'd be more than happy to work with you. If you decide something like that, especially for this issue, it's not going to be a one and done. This is something you're probably going to have a couple sessions on, do some work. But anyway, Reiki, yoga is always going to help. Meditation, crystals, journaling. And that is sometimes how, you know, you might go, oh, well, you know, and using the overweight thing again, I don't know. I'm overweight because the boy that I was in love with in high school used to make fun of me or whatever. And maybe you start journaling about that, but then you find something pops up that talks about something that happened maybe 6 years before that had nothing to do with that. So anyway, my point is, do some journaling. Journaling can be very, very therapeutic. Okay, and be honest with yourself. Nobody has to read it. You can even rip it up and tear it up, throw it away, burn it, bury it, whatever when you're done. But you need to do some really deep soul searching, some really deep shadow work, and work on that. And this has to be done simultaneously. Okay, you can't just do the shadow work and continue to do drugs or continue to overeat or continue to be abusive with alcohol, or maybe you're a sex addict, whatever it is. That cannot continue. Again, this is where temperance is coming in, balance. You have to do this, the shadow work and the physical changes in your life. Okay? And like I said, maybe it's going to AA, going to Narcotics Anonymous, going to weight support group, make sure you work with your doctor. Okay? Going and talking to a therapist or a religious figure or a spiritual figure, a friend even. But Cancer, the universe is really giving you, it's like, I'm seeing in my head, like if you ever seen the movie, I just watched it. It's one of my favorite movies, The Last Samurai with Tom Cruise. And when the samurais are fighting the Japanese at the end, and they wave the flags so that the samurai in the back can know when to go. Or you think of like when people that wave the white flag and the big movements. That's what I'm kind of seeing in my head, is the big flag waving. The universe is going, come on, it's time. It is time. It is time. And I'm going to tell you, it's not going to be easy. It is going to be difficult. You're going to have good days. You're going to have bad days. You're going to be mad. You're going to be sad. You're going to say, just screw it. But at the end, Cancer, you need to remember, you are worth it. You only have one shot on earth in this physical body. Okay? In this physical body. And maybe whatever this is physically, maybe it is something from a past life. And I know not everybody believes that. Maybe this is karmic. Maybe it is something in a previous life that never healed. And you're getting the opportunity to heal it now, but you're not, maybe subconsciously you're aware, but maybe consciously you're not. Got to do the work, but you've got to do it in balance. And once you start working on the physical as well as the root cause, the emotional component behind it, there's going to be so many breakthroughs in your life, and it is going to put you on such a beautiful journey, a beautiful fresh beginning in your life, where you're going to feel like so much has been lifted. And as I said, this isn't going to happen overnight. Not going to happen overnight. But every journey starts with a single step. And the universe is saying, let's take the step. All right? Cancer, that's all I have for you this month. So again, thank you for joining me. I hope to see y'all in one of the weekly videos, or one of, check out guided meditations, come out once a month, affirmation videos once a month, and crystal educational series twice a month. And then during the week, I do tarot readings, oracle messages, and then I do some other, depending on my schedule, some informational stuff about spirituality and holistic healing and things. So anyway, thank you again for joining me. Go live your best life, Cancer, but do it the natural way. Namaste.